everybody in. Did you guys see that teaser today? Ah, so exciting.
I know.
I love how they shared all that too. Hey, Samantha.
Hey,
How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Rachel.
Very good. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Heather.
Hi.
All right. So, Erin, we want to, you want to kick it off? You want to share? You want me to share? Or what do you want to do? You want to start the recording?
I am recording already.
Oh, wonderful. Awesome.
So, I mean, I'm happy to. I kind of gave my thoughts on the team page or the leader page. You know, I really like the idea of the Zooms, and like Brian and I talked today a little bit about those Zooms, about maybe having like the yellows and blues run those Zooms because that's kind of their strengths. And then having like the reds and greens work with the people that had been listed out that wanted to rank advance to help them like come up with a game plan or some strategizing for them to accomplish the goal, make sure they understand how to like what they need and all that kind of stuff. But you know, I want to hear everyone's ideas. I want to hear what other people think, you know, what they want to do. It doesn't have to be what I think. I want to hear from everybody, you know. What are you guys' ideas?
What the incentive is so that we can kind of wrap our heads around it a little more?
Sorry, Rachel, you broke up. I didn't hear. Was that directed towards me?
Yeah, are you allowed to like share on this call what it is so we know a little more how to strategize?
I wish.
Someone
So much.
last year, I guess.
I mean, I
sorry.
pretty much have told you guys what I know. I think
You're
Can
delaying.
you guys hear me? Okay.
I can now, but you were breaking up.
Sorry about that. Okay, so I pretty much shared what I know. I haven't been given much. Just that this is going to be released tomorrow. And of course, here's the other kicker, and I told Erin this too, you know, we really don't know when corporate is going to announce this. Sometimes they come out and they announce it in the morning time, and sometimes they literally wait until like 9 o'clock at night. So I think that what we do know is that it is enrollment driven. What I have been told is start identifying who wants to rank up. Okay, so we're already doing those things. And I think, you know, in doing those, we just need to come up with some type of game plan. Obviously, we're not going to have all of the details, and we're not going to know specifics until things come out, and we might have to, you know, regroup and re-meet and different strategies. But I think that we do have a step up in the right direction so far. I mean, obviously, we've identified who wants to rank up. A list was made today, which was amazing. So I think, you know, the closer this comes out, the more we'll be able to really figure out which direction we want to go to or with. But in doing that, I think it is important to have opportunities for, you know, the people who are looking to advance to move up with their guests and with, you know, pushing three-way calls and things of that nature. So we want to know what has worked in the past for you guys, what you feel as far as knowing what we do know, as far as it being enrollment driven, what has worked in the past to spike enrollments?
So the incentive from last year ran the 7th to the 16th, and it was a $50 bonus for everyone you personally sponsored with Welcome Pack, Ambassador, and a new customer. So I'm thinking if this is like a short-term incentive, not till a month-end incentive. Erin, when you mentioned about the doing the Zoom calls and having the yellows lead, what if we did like a yellow driven, a green driven, a red driven, and a blue driven call? Like you can go Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, depending upon like if your prospect is a red, you tell them to join Wednesday's call that's being led by the reds. Because at this point, we should have a pretty good grasp on being able to identify what color personality our prospect is.
Yeah, the only reason why I said yellow and blue is because they're so good. Like, if you watch that PowerPoint, it's more based on like the wholesale ambassador because it talks about the triplex, X factor, and then how to get your products covered. And I feel like the blues obviously always bring lots of fun and enthusiasm to those type of things. And then you have that yellow also who's always like so sweet and kind and, you know, just a great face, I think, for events like that. I mean, I like your idea too, and I think it's worth thinking about, but I just feel like if you take the yellows, let's say yellows and blues and tell them to go like help these people come up with game plans, it's just not their strength, you know. I mean, they're more like I know a lot of blues who don't even know how to figure out their numbers because they don't think about that, you know. They just go do, you know, and then whenever those numbers come to play, they come into play. And so that was the thought behind it. But I'd say, like, what does everyone else think about that? Do you want to do a color personality by day? I mean, because I could see that benefit with the greens and stuff like that, but we are trying to keep the Zoom to like 25 minutes tops.
I like that idea.
My thought was just that because of the holiday. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Rachel, I like that idea, but the only thing that I am concerned about is I think amongst us leaders, we know how to pinpoint and identify personalities, but I don't know that the majority of ambassadors maybe do. I think there's still a lot of new ambassadors. Like even today I saw some questions about ranking up. How do I rank up? And if we have questions like that coming from ambassadors, then how are we going to, you know, unless we do like a quick, like a color personality training, you know, how are we going to expect them to be plugged in the right call? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. I was just thinking.
Well, and I'm like so yellow and blue that I wouldn't even know which call to go into because I'm like pretty much 50-50 on both.
I think in the interest of trying to get...
I just don't know a red is going to sit through a blues call. Like I wouldn't sit through a blues call right now. There's no way. That's all I was thinking is like, if you could gear it towards like what's going to connect with people, you might have more participation.
Yeah, that's true.
If we follow the same protocol, the same PowerPoint, the exact same verbiage, well, not necessarily the verbiage, but it's the same information every night, we should be okay, right? And then if you wanted to, we could maybe switch up the testimonials at the end and make sure that we're hitting various color personalities throughout the week.
You know what else we could do is, depending on how long this is, we could do these 20-minute Zooms and we could end this with a VIP event. Have you guys ever done a VIP? Because that would really target the red. So the VIP is like a 30-minute event. It has one product testimonial, one business test. So you go over at the very beginning of it, goes over triplex and X Factor, I think, or maybe just triplex with one product testimonial, one business testimonial, and then there is a section where you close it out where you talk about why each color personality would like the business. I mean, you don't identify the color personality, but we say like this business offers blah blah blah, which would attract a blue. This business offers blah blah blah, which would attract a yellow. Like I've done a few of them. Like I had them at calls one time, and that call was awesome. I mean, it's really short. It touches on each thing, but like we always had a guest, like I would get a guest diamond or an emerald or that, you know, somebody else outside of the team to come on and do like their business. You know, they would do a product in business. Kind of like I always had like the diamond or whatever do that. But it's more business driven. It's more towards the business side, which I feel like the little Zoom is more towards like the product use ambassador. And the VIP event is more towards the, like, I'm interested in the business kind of thing. But we could end the whole, like, depending on how long it is, you could throw one of those in there, like, the last day or two, you know, to cover the reds. That's the thought, too.
So I have a friend that does this Plexus happy hour every Tuesday, and it goes from 9 to 9:30 Eastern time. But on Tuesday, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, she starts putting up little product bullets about, you know, the Slim, the Mega X, throughout Tuesday, reminding people that the event starts at 9 o'clock. We're so excited for you to come, that type of thing. And then from 9 to 9:30, there's 3 to 5 live testimonial videos that people get on from her team and share. And it's every Tuesday night, like every single Tuesday night they do this. And so they get the information, you know, kind of throughout the day, but all of their team invites to these events for Tuesday nights, and they have a really good success rate.
That sounds a lot like Lori Harrison's to me. Her
Yeah,
outline.
there is a diamond that she patterned this after.
Yeah, that sounds like something. And we've done that in the past, and that's been very, very successful. I love the concept of the happy hour, though. I think that that's a fun way to invite. I have a couple thoughts on this, and I think that just incorporating maybe even all of those bullet points in this Zoom, I mean, even if it's like Tanya said, if it's run by a blue or a yellow or whatever, if you have those pinpoints that gear towards each color personality and just set, you know, like Erin said, kind of wrap it up. I mean, we might not even have to do a VIP event. You know, if we kind of just close it out and say, you know, this is why it's good for this person, and, you know, without saying color personalities, what you had mentioned.
I have a script, I think, for that.
Okay.
For the closing section.
Right. And Rachel, I'm with you. I am a super red, but I am attracted to blues. I love coming up and showing up to a blue party. Like, I love it because it's fun and it's exciting and it's not me, and I'm attracted to different personality types. So I think it could be fun for reds. You know, I think as long as there is some information that is touched on, I think that we can really customize it for every different type of personality and make it seem attractive. But as far as, you know, the different things that we have going on right now, obviously we need to create some type of opportunity for our teams to go to, but also be able to help these people who want to rank up. And I think that's what Erin and I were talking about. You know, where can these strengths of personality shine in the area most? And that's why we thought, well, maybe it would be better to have reds and greens really take over and helping to strategize and, you know, lead some of these people who want to advance. Sam, can I ask your opinion and insight? Because I know you guys have done some really fun events in the past too.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's hard because I see the good in every single one of the options, and it's like, if you could just mesh it all together.
Yeah.
It's like, it would be so great. I do, I like the idea of kind of sprinkling in all of the colors together, like you said, versus like separate Zooms. I don't know, just because I am red, yellow, blue. I'm not green at all, but I could see myself taking from all of those. So I wouldn't want to just go to the red or just go to the blue. And it's probably pretty rare that everybody could meet all of the Zooms, just with schedules and things. So I don't know. That's my opinion. Kim McMurrill does a lot of our events. She's awesome. So I wish she was on this call right now because she's very good at coordinating those things, but I could certainly get some ideas from her too.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. So what do y'all think about doing a Zoom each day though? Does that sound good? Does that sound like something, I mean, obviously if we give enough opportunity, and have those time slots available, hopefully people
can that was what I was getting at. Like I would just Aaron triggered the color personality part, but I was thinking if looking at the incentive from last time being short term, having an opportunity each day for our teams to leverage, I think would be really beneficial because we should have enough leaders for enough people to step up to cover it. And it's only 30 minutes of your time. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I like the daily idea too. What time are you guys thinking for these? At night, I'm assuming?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about it. I think, most people can have more flexibility at night when they're not at work. So yeah, I think that that's a great plan too. I agree with Rachel. I think that, creating an event where our teams can pop on and plan and really know that something's coming, even if they couldn't get, a guest on a call today, there's always tomorrow. And what better way than to do these Zoom calls and share some product information. But I do think that we need to keep it around the 20-minute mark. And I love the happy hour. I love, that. So
I was just going to say that after we finish the incentive or whenever we're doing the dailies, it would really be beneficial, I think, from a team perspective to do the happy hours weekly like Julie talked about.
Yeah.
Because I think what we're well, I'm not speaking for anyone else, so I didn't mean it that way, but I think what my team is lacking is consistency. Like there's not always a consistent event to invite to or something like that. So if we stick to a schedule, which I know that was discussed on something we really wanted, there's always something they know they can invite to. I think it will help us overall as well. Or me overall as well. I'm not trying to generalize.
That was the idea when I made that PowerPoint and started doing that video in July or August, was when our team was in unity and a little bit more momentum, that we could do that even multiple times a week. I was thinking, because it just seems like it's not hard. Like I did that video every single day for a month, Monday through Thursday. I think I did it, and it's not very hard and it's not very time consuming. So it's pretty, especially if you broke it up amongst leaders. If you even did it twice a week, just to give people, different time slot or different days of the week that they might be busy or whatever. But yeah, I'm in agreement with you, Rachel. I think it's such a no-brainer to have something like that available for people to always be inviting to. I think it's a no-brainer. I just want to throw something out there in terms of preparing our teams and see what you guys think. Like, what could we be doing once the incentive is made available to everybody? That would be something like a flash contest where we said, go make your lists of everybody you've ever spoken to that has not joined your team or not ordered, something like that. And then take like a screenshot and put it in the comments and like do a giveaway. And then, okay, these are the people that you want to be reaching out to with messages, and then talking about like the idea that making personal voice messages and phone calls works way better than print messages. All the little tips and tricks that we use, but like kind of guiding them through as the incentive is going on, because I feel like, especially a personality type like a blue, where they are all over the place all the time, this would be a way for them to go, oh, here's the incentive. Now I can connect all the dots. I got to make my list. I got to reach out to these people. I should remember to do, use voice and all that. I don't know if you all think that's even important, but sometimes I think about that, if they have the idea of how to actually maximize the incentive. And then, reminders of 3 ways or any of that part of it. Also, I oftentimes feel like a lot of people that I talk to don't really grasp the idea that these events that we hold, like let's say we do Monday through Thursday next week, they look at that as an opportunity for them to get their own prospects on the event. And that's true, and that's awesome. But then capitalizing on that immediately and saying, I want you to join the event not only to look at the products for yourself, but keep in mind that just keep thinking about like the 3 people or the 5 people because we'll have another event the next night and you bring them on and you're going to have the opportunity to make whatever the incentive is. Like if it were a double silver bonus or something like that. I don't know that connection is made either, because people are so interested in just getting their own prospects to it versus then turning around and doubling their opportunity with that prospecting, having them use the events. Are you following me?
I think that's a great idea and a very, very valid point.
Yeah. So
the other thing that I watched the Diamond Day 1 today from Brooke Hemingway, and she said that her biggest thing that she recommends is telling people how to do it, telling people what to post, telling people how to reach out. And so we're sitting here asking if we should, and I agree with Tanya. Yes, we should. We need to basically make it so easy for somebody that they can duplicate everything we're doing. And so we do want them to turn around and invite people. And so, we need to have a script ready for those people that are inviting ambassadors that say, okay, now you encourage them to turn around and think of 3 people. Wendy Larson's video on day 6 was awesome because she took the little Monopoly money and she kind of went through, how much they would make if they had 3 people sign up as ambassadors and 3 people sign up as customers. Basically $410 right off the bat. And who can't use $410 right at Christmas time?
So do you think that we should do that? So there's a couple things, like we have these lives going every day too for the 21 days. And so Annie Hochschild is next week. And I think Julie, you next week. And so Annie asked me about it today. What do you think I should talk about if we are having an incentive? And I said, well, maybe we should get these leaders together that are doing lives next week and have those lives teach a little bit about all of these things. Awesome ways. The tips and tricks and that kind of thing, and being the Brooke Hemingway style of telling people to just go do it. The next thing they're going to want to do is share with their friends and see who in their network would want to join them on this, and they'll become accountability partners, blah, 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 blah. Do we want to incorporate that?
Chime in real quick with the lives. So I was reading a book about duplication, and one of the points that I took from the book that I thought was the most beneficial is that, like, Tanya, you love doing videos, right? But not everyone, like if you go live in the middle of the day, there's someone who's not going to remember to go back and look at your video later, or who might be at work and would watch it if they weren't at work. They recommended that whatever point you make in your live videos, once you're done the video, you should put your notes in the thread of the video, because there's going to be people that will never watch a video, but they'll read the text. So I think that if we started gearing everything where we can touch on both people, like I don't like videos myself. I would much rather read a novel than watch a 30-minute video. But I think I had people come to me asking, like, I couldn't understand what so-and-so was saying in their video. Do you know what the challenge was? And I was like, no, I haven't even had a chance to go watch it yet. I've had other stuff going on. But if we started bullet pointing the topics of our lives in the, the top part of the video, I think that it would help us to reach more on our team.
So do you want us to use, does everyone think we should use those lives next week geared toward the incentive then, and use that as one of the avenues, or not?
Yeah, I mean, I'm staying for whatever. I go the 11th, whatever that date is, whatever day that is.
I'm on Saturday, so I'll be popping in like right after the incentive is released.
I think
that's perfect.
Yeah, and I think we should use them because it's kind of like a flash contest, and people like that flash contest. So it's like, whatever you're going to ask them to do, try to make it geared around that, like the power of 3 or doing a 3-way or inviting to the event, try to get a confirmation or whatever, something like that. We did also talk about some gifts. I don't know if you wanted to do that 333, Brianne, but I can show you some of the stuff that I have.
Okay.
I want your in on those Kendra Scott earrings. I'm dying for a pair.
I can't. I don't think I can put everyone in there, but if you guys want to purchase, we were talking about this earlier. Like, if you guys want to purchase, like when we do these events, I don't mind buying this stuff, but I don't want to have to be the one to pay for all the stuff every time. Like, I don't mind getting the Yetis and stuff like that, but like I have these really cute little. Can you guys see that? They're like little diamond necklaces.
Oh, those are cute. Yes.
Diamond in there. So I have like 10 of those. I've got these little silver plexus bracelets, which look like this. They have the little heart. Oh, the little heart. Let's see. Can you see that?
It's all diamondy.
There you go. See that?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
And it's pretty heavy. It's a pretty nice little chain. And then I have these little leather ones. I have like 20 of these. They're leather and they say plexus and they have a heart and whatever. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we use these for like get 3 people onto a Zoom this week, or get a bracelet, or sign 3 people and get a necklace, or however you guys want to lay that out. If you want to do the 3 contest thing, I mean, I'm just showing you like this is what I have. Like, I literally have 20 of these bracelets, so I've been stocking up. And just for future reference, like if you guys like this stuff, this little silver bracelet right here, we can order out of China. It takes some time to get it, but they're like $2.50.
Awesome.
And they're pretty heavy. Like I said, they're not like chintzy. So the Yetis we can get for like $15. Stuff like that. And I know the Yetis are like real Yetis. They have like the stickers and the logos and all that stuff on them. So, that's just for future reference, whatever. They have these little Coach. I have a couple of these too. They're like Coach pocket mirrors for your purse, like all embossed on the back and everything. I don't know if you can see that. But these were like, again, like $2.50 or something like that.
I like the little silver bracelet with the plexus. If they like sign 3 ambassadors, because then that's silver. They went silver that month.
Mhm. I mean,
and so it's a silver piece of jewelry for going silver.
Yeah, that's cute.
So, I mean, I was just throwing that out there because I know Brianne had talked about doing a little contest, but again, if everyone does the daily contest, then I don't know if we need another one to complicate it or we just want to skip that because it's too much, whatever. I mean,
Honestly, I think it kind of is. We already have so much going on. So I think if we gear over the next week, some of these hosts gear their topics and their call to action towards steered in the direction that we really want, and that's to invite and to sponsor and to reach out. But I think, like Julie said, we need to be very specific about the language that we want sent, because people, they need that. They just really, really do. So I like the idea of having the contest as much as like I want to have another contest. It's kind of like, are people going to get lost? Because I kind of think it's a little bit overwhelming. What are y'all's thoughts? Beck, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Do you have any thoughts?
I think that it's all great. I definitely, oh goodness, I'm in the dark and I just tripped over the laundry basket. I was laying down with Cohen to get him to fall asleep.
Oh.
Now I'm in the light. Okay. So yeah, I think that definitely daily is huge. And I think that as far as like, I haven't had anything to say because y'all are saying it. So I just agree with everything that's already been said.
Okay.
Nothing new.
I think we could even see what the incentive is. Do you know for sure like what it is as far like do we need is there any discount on enrollment, or is it just like they're paying double bonuses if you rank up, or
we don't know anything. We do not know anything. We're not going to know details until it's released on Friday.
Okay.
So we don't, as far as we know, and I guess you missed that earlier, Julie.
Sorry.
The only thing, no, it's okay. The only thing that I know is that it is enrollment driven. So, we are figuring out who's wanting to rank up on our teams. And I think we just need to steer that direction.
So do we want to just do a happy hour every day, Monday through Thursday? Do we want to plan that for next week?
Mm-hmm. I think we should.
Then do we want to try to make it color specific, or just say who can do, who's willing to host these events? We need 2 people a day. And then just go with it. And then whoever gets on there, because it is pretty.
Yeah, let's not over.
It's pretty like.
Beck says no, just get people.
Video, you play the X Factor video, you tell your story, you close it out,
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we should make it color specific. I think for a team call that would be good. But I think if we can hit every little point, we know what those triggers are, right? We know that reds are interested in, how much money they can make. We know that blues and greens and, what they're interested in. So I think
put that language over here in the chat box if you wanted to read through it. What was written up for the VIP event.
Okay.
What they talk about for each color. So if you guys want to use that or reference it, it's kind of all in there. I thought they laid it out really nice anyway. I can't remember who did it, but.
Rachel, I just wanted to comment what you mentioned before, because we kind of got off subject about putting maybe the bullet points in the comments. I love that because I work full time. And even though I'm working, a lot of times I have my phone right next to me and I cannot listen to a live, but if you put the notes in there, I can read it. So I love that idea. Or if you're at a game and you can't listen to the live or something like that, I just like that you can at least feel like you know what's going on. So I like that idea.
I can take the notes out of the happy hour that I'm on for Kate, and you guys can use whatever you want. I can post it in the dynamic leader.
That would be great.
Yes, if you would please. I love looking at what other people do.
So do you guys want to do an event then? Like, are we wanting to do an event where we're posting all day, or are we just going to do the Zoom part of it?
No, I think we need to just do the Zoom, but I'm interested to know if this is the same as Lori Harrison's. So if you can share it, Julie, that would be wonderful.
Sure.
It might be something we could do after the incentive going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we did it once a week and we did it as an event, and then they could post, during the day or whatever.
I definitely think it would be great for consistency after the fact, doing it the way you mentioned, Julie.
Brianne, do you think that maybe you would want to post something on the leaders page tagging everyone next week and you guys having a discussion, or maybe do a chat group to see who covers what subject though? Because I'm only asking because Annie Hochschild, like I said, reached out to me on subject matter, and I don't want to say, well, why don't you talk on this if Julie is the day before and Julie's already planning on talking on that, because there is going to be limited subject matter.
Mm-hmm.
If everyone's going to be talking about messaging and the power of three and stuff, I don't want to direct Annie and have it be a copy of what somebody else is already planning on doing.
Yeah.
Well, and I was planning on doing, a prayer bucket and like have all of my ambassadors on a popsicle stick and encouraging people, just because I think it's important to pray for our ambassadors, and we get busy and I don't do it as faithfully as I need to. And so that was initially what I was thinking about doing for my video topic. But obviously, if we have this huge incentive and we're growing our team through enrollments, that's not necessarily where I need to spend my focus time, if that makes sense.
Right.
And so I almost think that if Brianne Saturday, like once we know, do we just go into the leader page and rewrite what we feel like we need to talk about? And you can say, okay, somebody needs to talk about, the power of signing 3. Somebody needs to, talk about duplication. Somebody needs to talk about their list and making those lists of 20 dream teamers, 20 people that need the products, 20 people that need the business, that type of thing.
Can we request that after this is over, you guys who had posted topics go back and still do them? Because there were some really great ideas on what was going to be done on the lives, and I was like, yes, I want to see that one. So I don't want to miss any of those. Like, I still want you guys to do them. And I love that. That's a very cool idea, Julie. I've never heard that prayer bucket.
Hilarious. You could still do the prayer bucket. I mean, we can always use prayers, even when we're enrolling.
Yes.
I'll show it to you. I have it over here. I did it in mops, but then I was like, I saw an extra one, and I was like, oh, I have an extra one that I could give away. Well, actually, I made a jar once, and I made so you kind of decorate a jar, and then you take little washi tape, and then put their name on a popsicle stick, and you pull it out and pay for them. You're laughing at me. Why are you laughing at me?
I'm laughing because I immediately think blue. I immediately go, blue, that's so blue.
I love how fun you decorated it.
Yeah, that's super cute. We're like writing lists.
You all need blue in your life.
Yes, we do. We do. Julie, we need you in our life.
That's hilarious.
Oh my goodness. So, okay, let's think real quick. Can we just go over some topics? Ideally, based on enrollment, can we jot down some things that would be beneficial?
Well, can I just express how much I really wish people could see that concept, that it's not just for your prospect right now. It's get that prospect signed and then open the whole vision to them immediately. We've got the online events every night for that purpose, and then giving them that language like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you joined the event tonight. and we were able to get you signed up. You're going to love this. And now that you're signed on, you're going to have that same opportunity for yourself. Who do you know and that can come onto the event tomorrow night or maybe the next night, you know, and having them keep that duplication. I really feel
and
like
maybe that's where we use our prizes, that if they bring 3 people to the event the next night, maybe that's where we use, you know, and if you turn around and bring 3 people to the event, you know, the next night, then, you know, we have a plexus bracelet that we'll give you.
I don't care. That's fine.
I like that idea.
I'm fine with that.
I just think it needs to be taught for sure. Somebody should do a live on that or talk about it or something.
Yeah.
See, I agree with you, but it is like we live in the show me state. Missouri is known as the show me state. And I have got so many ambassadors, you know, I have over 20 level 1s, but they're not sharing because they want their own story. And that's so what I face every single day. And so, you know, I am that blue. And so I would need less of my story if I have a carrot dangling of, okay, so now you are signing up. And so now I need you to find 3 people. And so, you know, if you find 3 people to be on this Zoom call, I have a prize for you. And I don't know.
That prize would get you motivated, wouldn't it?
You think that would work, or are you thinking it won't work because they're going to want their testimonial? I'm not following you. So you think it'll work, or you don't?
I'm thinking that if I had a prize dangling from me, I would care a little bit less about needing my testimonial and more about winning the prize.
So we don't need to actually do a training on it. We just use the prizes as the way to go.
Well, I think you still have to train on it because we still have to teach our ambassadors to do it. But we're saying like the new person can win a prize. It's like the bait for the new person.
That invitation too from people. So you have somebody new that just joined the first night, and then where they might hesitate normally and say, well, I'm gonna just wait a few days and see how I feel tomorrow before I start adding people to a group that I barely know anything about. The prize might be enough incentive for them to just do it right away. I think that's a good idea.
Well, you guys know what I have for prizes, so.
I have some of those too. I think I've got like 10 of the pink plexus bands, and I don't know how many of my little silver hearts I have left.
I don't know what I've got either, but I remember, did yours ship pretty fast? I want to say those came pretty quickly, didn't they?
Yeah, the pink ones did for sure. I don't remember the silver ones now.
I guess I could always message Lori and see if she can check.
I have some prizes, you guys, if you want to. I have like the stocking caps.
Oh, those are cute.
Oh my gosh, I want one of those.
Cute. Yeah, me too.
And then I have a couple of these, and I have a couple of these. And I have some cards, and these are like those slap bracelets?
Yeah.
That got outlawed from school. This is a koozie version, so it like goes around your.
Oh, love it.
Yeah, but it says, I think I'll just be happy today. And then this one says, sip, sip, hooray.
Oh, so, cute.
I mean, and I have like a whole basket of this stuff, so I'm certainly willing to donate any prizes.
I've got other stuff too doesn't say plexus on it. I've got like a couple of bins full of stuff that I just use for, like, I have stationery, pineapples, and like little journals, and I got a ton of stuff, but I got cups. I think Tanya's got cups too.
Okay, so the other thing that I have too, and I just realized, is I have these plexus rockstar necklaces that are kind of cool. So if we have anybody go silver, we can utilize those. Or if we have anybody hit their rank,
What if we did, you know how, Erin, you do those collages of prizes for the virtual events?
Yeah.
What if we did, like,
Pick
I
your
really
prize.
like the Rockstar necklace for rank advancement because that's pretty significant of that. But if we did all of the swag type stuff, like the tumblers and the hat or whatever, and they got to pick their prize, I wonder if that might be more enticing to people.
And then we could put a big old X over the ones as we run out.
Yes, and
Yeah.
then the whole fear of missing out thing comes into play where they're like, oh no, the prizes are like going out
Yeah.
or whatever.
I like that.
It
I have,
creates
like,
that urgency.
Yes.
Yes, these too. They're like little.
I want one of those.
Cool.
Only not with
no,
the
Tanya, you're out of that one.
I actually have I have this decal in blue for you that says Sapphire Bound.
Well, thank you. I appreciate knowing that.
Fine, I'll make you a T-shirt. Jeez.
Oh, you know what? I just pulled these out. I don't
But
think I have a bunch
like,
left.
a whole
but-
stack of these
Do you guys
T-shirts.
see?
Oh, those are
Oh,
cute.
cool.
Oh, those are really cute.
So we could use these two for rank advance if you want.
Cute.
That's cool. I like those.
I got one of these too.
That's the only thing.
Aw,
Christmas stocking.
that's cute.
Oh, I love those. Are those from last year, Erin?
Yeah. Last year or the year before. It might be 2 years ago.
Nice.
You better dust them off before you put them in the mail.
They're still in the plastic, so.
You guys, can you just clarify for me, just because I think I got a little bit lost. So the people that have already signed up for, or whatever, through Christmas, to do the lives in the morning and the contests, are we changing their topics based on the incentive?
I think we should. I'll create a chat.
Okay.
And I'll put
Thank you.
everybody from this upcoming week in that chat to discuss what the topics are. But that's why I was asking you guys, what topics ideally do you think need to be discussed?
I think
Right.
Frank's list for one. Like
Yeah.
Julie said, like Frank's list, but more broken down. Like 10 people that could use the products, 10 of your people that could use the business, that whole thing. Like to us, I feel like that's super mundane. And like to me, like when I'm talking to people, I'm like, well, you make your Frank's list and this is, but I think, we're
have to
so
have a
far
place to
removed
start,
from being new that like the new people, they need that. So I
Well,
think-
and I think being specific in our training, like, so the 20 people that need the products, and, I feel like that if we're on our page, can't we be non-compliant in the sense of on our call as far as talking about migraine headaches, talking about depression, talking about,
Yeah.
people in your life that not only just need balanced blood sugar, gut health, and reduced inflammation, but, if you know somebody that's struggling with ADHD, if you know someone that is struggling, that type of thing, can't we be more specific like that?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
The training.
So then, from the training aspect of things, think of 20 people that need these products, that are struggling with depression, they're struggling with anxiety, they're struggling with ADHD, they're struggling with needing to lose weight, they're struggling with, just listing through all the things that they're struggling with. Okay, then find 20 people that you feel like that could use the business opportunity. And so write a list of people that you think are struggling financially, or that, would like to stay at home with their kids, or would like to be
Sold.
able.
You get to do the list, Julie.
All right.
Yeah,
You sold me. Great job.
I wonder if we should do one day where the live is geared toward the business. Like if you wanted to do like the power of 3 concept, I guess, and then have that person give their business testimonial of what the income has done for them.
Are you talking about on the Zoom, Tanya?
I'm talking about one of the people that has a live next week.
Okay, you lost me. Sorry.
So
if you're looking for another topic, like Julie is saying, make sure that they have their list of people all about the products. And then she mentioned the list for people who could use the money. But then another day, if we did like the power of 3 as a topic, then having that person focus a little bit more on their own personal
like
income.
The call to action is a business testimonial instead of a product testimonial. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And that person can give their business testimonial. The person who's doing the live and the training. And then I think it's important somewhere along the way to remind them of how much it's a personable, relationship-based business. So if you can use your voice, it's better. I don't know. Or maybe one of the trainings could be how important it is to remain authentic when you're sending messages, authentic in your language, authentic in, being your cheerful self, or maybe that's the wrong words because not everybody is authentically cheerful, but how important it is to be enthusiastic and passionate and upbeat when you're messaging and that kind of thing. I think that's important too.
I think the difference between sharing and selling.
Yeah.
I like the voice message idea as a challenge.
Yeah, that was an intimidating thing for a couple of my ambassadors. They were really nervous about doing it, and so challenging them to send 6 to 8 voice messages, but also teaching them what to say and how to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Would we want someone to teach on like how to formulate your elevator speech, or like what to say when reaching out? That could be a topic.
I have so many Christmas lights plugged in my house, I can't even find anywhere to plug my phone in.
How many
I personally think that the Franks list should be probably one of the first topics, so that obviously you need to know who you're talking to, and then maybe give them some verbiage to use as far as like what Sam said about reaching out. I like what you mentioned about the business side of it, Tanya. I think that's a great point, but I'm almost wondering if we can do that in like a just a regular post.
Yep.
Yep. Versus using that, because I think we should get pretty specific unless we go into what to say when you're reaching out for the business. Like, for example, okay, if we do the Franks list and we say, identify 20 people on your Franks list that want product, 20 people that want business, 20 people that you want to add to your dream team. We could cater that second day to geared towards products. We could cater the third day geared toward business opportunity and then dream team, and give them verbiage for all 3.
Right. In the comments section.
Right.
I mean, we can talk about it on the live, but then we can put it in the comments section too.
So that would be ideally 4 days worth of lives and calls to action.
And honestly, guys, I mean, the business, like the understanding the comp plan that with Wendy Larson and just like what that means, tagging people in that as well to watch as they join, I just think is really important. I even copied it and pasted it to some of my ambassadors today to make sure that they watched it that are not silver yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be good to just throw into the team page, Julie, if you want to add that and just post in there, like for anybody who is, looking to advance in silver.
Well, it's the Wendy Larson Diamond 6, but there is another video that she did that's basically the same video.
Okay.
It's day 6. but I'm not sure how many people are watching the Diamond Days.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I will create a chat with all of our upcoming hosts so that we're all on the same page. And I think if we can gather some leaders to pair up for these Zooms and then create some type of happy hour graphic, ideally, what time do you guys think would be good? Around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? Where people, after dinner, people have kids in bed, that type of thing. They're laying in bed, not doing anything, and they can just kind of follow along.
Yeah, 8 p.m. Central is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if we can create some type of, is anybody good at graphics? I'm not, so.
I can make it. I'm not great at it, but I am.
Okay, Erin. So if we can create a happy hour and then the times on that, and then we'll just kind of y'all think we should wait to present that to our teams, right? Or you think we should kick it off tomorrow? Wait to present it?
Yeah, I think we should wait till the incentive comes out and then just.
Okay.
And maybe someone could go on in the morning that is a morning person that looks beautiful in the morning. That's not me. Just so that you know.
Not me.
And be like, oh my gosh, your leaders have something so exciting for you, blah, blah, blah. Do a big pump up video, like between Plexus today and your leaders, we have amazing things coming for you. But again, that won't be.
I saw where Laura Wilson was asking for somebody to take her day tomorrow. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, she did.
Well, I think it would be separate from that because that's going to be like a training thing. I'm just saying like something to pump everybody up, or if someone has. I remember, Tanya, do you remember when we did that? When we came from the first leaders retreat and we launched that opportunity meeting thing, and I made that video that had like all the different tools in it, like pictures of everybody, and like we turned it into this big flash like video, and like we have something so exciting for you, blah blah blah, and then I just posted it on the page.
How did you do that? I don't remember anymore.
I'd have to ask Ella. She probably she helped me make it. It was like a video maker or something, but it was really cool. It had like all this splash stuff, and I had a fun song to it and all that kind of stuff. But that would take a little more than 12 hours probably to come up with.
You could screenshot people's, put it in that Jib Jab or that Elf one, and
the Elf would be cute.
Written post ahead of it, and just copy people's pictures. Elf yourself.
I think the Elf yourself would be really cute.
Yeah, I like that idea, Julie. It's cute because no matter how many times I watch it, they're funny every time.
Oh.
So who wants to do that? Do you want to help yourself, Julie?
I gotta download that. Do you have the app, son? All right. So who are the leaders that are going in it? How many can you do?
I don't know. I know on that Jib Jab, it's like 4 people, I think, or 5, but I never did it Elf yourself. What is that? I thought it just did it for you. Like you were coming with a message or something.
I don't know. I'll look and see, and I can send you a message.
Okay. I mean, if I have to get up early and put my face on and stuff, I can do it, but
I can't.
Just saying, I'm not a morning person. Like, it's a struggle for me.
So I wonder if, like, I have to be up at church by 9 in the morning. How early do you think I could go on the page? If I did the Frank's list tomorrow and I traded with Laura, would that be an appropriate thing, or do we need to wait and see what the incentive is?
I think, getting them geared towards their Franks list, we know that they're going to have to step out in contact. So I think that that's completely appropriate.
Me too. It's useful no matter what anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. So then how early can I go live in the page? Like 7:38?
Yeah. 7 even. I did mine at 7 in the morning in the woods. My husband made me get out of bed at like 6.
All right.
I think it's going to be important to get a list, whether we compile a list and let people pick where they're. Sorry, my husband's wrestling with the dogs. Just a second. I had to yell at him. Because I think a lot of the people that signed up, or not a lot, but some people signed up, did it because they knew they could pick their own topic, what they were comfortable on. So if we maybe compile a list that people can pick from what their strength is, speaking on it, if we're going to change them. Because they might want to prepare a little bit.
Well, Brianne, I think you're handling that with a group chat, aren't you?
Do what? I'm sorry.
I thought you were going to handle that with a group chat, right?
What did you say, Samantha?
The people who are changing their topics, Samantha's just saying we should compile a list and let them choose their topics so that they're comfortable with what they're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to put together
Okay.
So I'm going to put together a chat, Sam, and of all the leaders that are upcoming, and kind of just ask them, what topics they want to talk on, but maybe throw out some ideas to them.
Okay, perfect. I missed that. Sorry.
No worries.
Okay, so Julie, you're going to change and do the Franks list tomorrow. So do you want to do the exciting announcement too, or do we need to get someone else to do that?
I think you can handle it, Julie. You're peppy.
No pressure.
You could just wrap it up all in the same video.
All right. So what time is the contest being announced?
We don't know, but that doesn't matter because you can just go on and say like, Plexus is announcing something huge and you're amazing that they're going to share with you and blah, blah, blah. We've been planning or whatever. However you make it blue and pretty.
So all of your reds won't watch? Rachel, I expect you to go live with me. Rachel, you better hop on.
Just add her on your live video. You can add people now.
You won't get me before 10 a.m. I'm just telling you now.
What's up with Reds who don't want to get up in the morning? I'm the same way.
I hate it. I hate the mornings.
I don't enjoy the mornings. My husband brings me my pink drink in bed.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Mornings are my favorite. I love morning.
So Sam, you should do it then.
Yeah, Sam.
You'll be all dressed up.
You're already going to be on there, right?
Huh?
Aren't you already going to be on doing it? Or do you want me to do a separate one?
No, just do you can do the leader call. I don't, somebody might have already taken Laura's day. I don't know if she's gotten anybody to switch with her. So I got to look at that post.
No, you can do that. I was just saying for the because you already decided that you were going to do that, but I could do the announcement that we have something fun coming up.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
I was just going to say too, Julie, that when you do that tomorrow, try to really emphasize to some of these people to like not brush over this, because I feel like some of those more seasoned ambassadors are like, oh, the Franks list, like I feel like they're going to think that. Like I've heard this a gazillion times, and I think it's really crucial that they create that Franks list to have success with this incentive this week,
Maybe
and I could title my live, Are You Ready? is your list updated? Is your, you know, that type of thing?
Yeah.
I could type it, you know, talk about it that way.
And also just emphasizing well, obviously I don't know what it is yet, but if the incentive is for a limited amount of time like last year, putting emphasis on the fact that you need to be organized, that you can make the most of the time. And if you have a list, then you have something to work from. Because I know that, like, I haven't looked at my list in months. And when I pulled it out, I had not talked to those people in 6+ months. So, like, keeping it in front of them during the incentive is going to be critical to being effective during the incentive.
And even the importance of, go ahead.
Or if you have any kind of a story too, because stories, you know, people always listen to stories. So if you're trying to impact those people that have heard all about the Franks list and blah, blah, blah. I can't think of anything perfect, but it's along the lines of like when I was a real estate sales agent, for instance, and real estate sales is exactly like this business. There's a process you follow. If you do it every single day, eventually you'll find sellers and buyers and you'll make money. But you would see it a lot where the veterans would get lazy with those every single day details, right? After a while, and you'd get some young whippersnapper coming in, just gets his license, and he's excited to make a paycheck, or she is, and she would do exactly, or he would be right on top of all of those little things. And sometimes the older agents would be like, well, what is he doing, or what is she doing that's so miraculous, right? But really, it's what that person should be doing, but they've gotten lax in those details. So just a thought. I don't know if you can even come up with a story about it. If you have something personal in your life that you could attach it to, or maybe I'm thinking also like with sports, that might be another good storyline if you wanted to use a story to try to reach those people. You know, where
That would be
veteran
Sam.
sports players.
Sam, you're the sports buff in this group. Sam, when are you doing your video? If you go on about live, do you just want to take that then?
Julie. Thank you for volunteering me. Love you. Well, I think I'm like the 15th or 16th or something.
Okay. In other words, you're not interested.
No, I don't.
I'm just teasing you.
If someone just tells me what I need to do, I'll do it.
I know you will. I just.
Okay, so I'm glad we have tomorrow planned, right?
All right, so I'm going to go to the dynamic leaders, and I'm going to trade with Laura.
It looks
Okay,
like Megan Pace offered to switch with her.
You what, Erin?
It looks like Megan Pace offered to switch with Laura.
Oh, okay.
But
And Megan's not on the call.
Confirmed or not, so maybe just message Laura and ask her.
I don't know, Megan. Whose team is Megan on?
Rachel, did you disappear? Did you go potty? Are you friends with? You're friends with Laura, right? You could just message Laura and ask her.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Megan Pace is Rachel's level 1, just so you know.
okay.
Did I miss something? Sorry, I had to run to the bathroom.
She totally called it.
I was calling your name and I'm like, Rachel, did you go potty?
Oh yeah, I couldn't hold it anymore. I'm sorry.
So Megan Pace volunteered to switch with Laura. So we're trying to figure out if switch happened.
Laura has not gotten back to her yet, and I told her that based on the call we're having, that Julie was going to switch with her, and that you would be making the group chat to discuss topics and stuff like that. So I just gave her a brief little update on what we were discussing. So no, Megan has not technically switched yet.
Okay.
Sorry.
Good update.
On in the morning to cheer you guys on and give you hearts and love, so I don't have to be on there.
Okay,
Is there anything else specific that you want me to say for like the Let's Get Excited live?
I would just say, that we have huge things coming from corporate today. Watch your emails, and also your leaders have been working behind the scenes, in the background to make this even more special for you this month, and blah blah blah. That kind of thing.
Maximize.
like I would
Or
also.
do you? Okay, let me ask one thing. Not to take it back from Samantha, but is it going to be if I go live in the morning with getting your Frank's list, and then she's already been live? Is that too many lives in a row?
I don't think so.
Okay, good.
Put your bullet points. But the other thing too is that something else I just thought of, Erin. Oh, Sam, whenever you're on tomorrow, mention and maybe stress that it's really important that they really pay attention to these go lives, because we are really trying to set them up for success with this incentive this week.
Okay.
And, something in that nature, like something like that. Just really stress for them to be following along.
Okay. Do you want me to go later in the day? Or in the morning?
I would go in the morning because we don't know when it's coming out.
Okay, perfect.
If it comes out at 10 o'clock in the morning and we haven't gone live yet, then it's kind of.
Right, yeah, good call.
Okay, so just to wrap things up, Sam's going to go live tomorrow. Julie's going to take Laura's place and talk about the Frank's list. I'm going to create a chat with the group this week. Erin, you're going to work on some type of graphic for these happy hour Zooms. And then we need to pinpoint leaders. Does anybody volunteer to make a post in the leaders page to pinpoint leaders for these upcoming events this week? Any takers?
I can do it if you want.
Tanya, was that you?
That's fine.
Okay, perfect. So anything else I didn't mention? All right.
The only other thing is, and I can get with Tanya on this tomorrow, but maybe we need to tweak that last slide. Like we said, if we're going to have 2 people, we can get rid of the testimonial slide and have the second person give their testimonial.
That's what I think you should do.
And then we need to upload the PowerPoint into the leader page so that people can do it. And
I'll go into the Plexus happy hour and upload all that stuff.
Okay.
The other thing too, Erin, I was going to mention, Tanya, if you make a post about these upcoming Zoom calls, can you also include in that we need to have some type of Zoom before this is kicked off, so that everybody is on the same page and any questions that might come up, we can answer?
So I'll just announce that for Sunday night at 9 Eastern, or what do you want me to do?
Well, I don't know.
We need to have it on the schedule because I think Samantha needs to talk about the Zoom that we have too, and as she's talking about what the leaders have coming up.
I think tentatively we can put it for Sunday night, but just keep in mind that based on this incentive, it might be something like Rachel mentioned earlier. If there's a time, if there's some type of time set on this incentive and it's only for the first 4 days, obviously we're going to want to make a jump on it quicker. You guys, I'm getting so tired. I'm sorry. So I would tentatively set it up for Sunday, but just say that it's subject to change based on the incentive details.
What about moving it to Saturday morning?
I say set it up for Sunday and then just say that it's subject to change.
Yeah, and we're going to have to be prepared to move those Zooms, which I can help Tanya do one earlier.
It's so easy, you guys. It really is
super easy. But I'm just saying, like, if it's only a 5-day incentive and it starts tomorrow, like, we're going to want to have a Zoom on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, exactly.
So if no one else can do it, then I can help Tanya do it or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. This week is
2 people. Can it be just one person, or do we need 2 people? I don't remember.
I did it with one person, and that's why I say if you do it with 2 people, I I think it's nice to have a live testimonial. When I did it with one person, I was doing like a slideshow of testimonials. So it wasn't as engaging, but I still closed pretty much everybody that came on closed, and had really good conversation. Like one of the girls she was the only prospect on the call with her sponsor. And she's like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe how amazing this company is. She's like, I thought this was only a weight loss company. And all I did was that, I almost want to say that stupid 22 minutes. I mean, it's not, it's so simplistic, and yet it's very to the point and people get it. So if you are going to use two people, I think because it's so short, it would be one person doing all the explanation and the second person testimonial. Otherwise, it might kind of get lost and weird when you're just splitting up such a short amount of information.
So maybe it would be beneficial from getting volunteer perspective to lay it out, Erin, as a presenter and testimonial, because some people might be okay with just sharing their testimonial, but be intimidated by the presentation part.
Yep.
Good point.
You're so smart.
You guys are all so smart. All right.
All right. Is everyone ready for night?
Anything else?
I see like eyes closing and people are getting weary.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Yep.
I think we have some good stuff to work on. All right. If anything else pops up, just put it in our leaders page.
Okay.
Sounds
Good.
Thank you, ladies.
Excited. We'll
All right.
see you later.
Me too. Super excited.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Good evening.
Bye.
You too.